morning. So I'm out this morning to find some inspiration. Basically, just wanted to, take few pictures and get inspired. And I did manage to find some cute ones. So let's quickly just pop into my studio and first start by prepping and priming the canvas. So I'm just applying a layer of, gesso here, and as you can see, I have added a lot of product. Never mind, I'll just handle that. And meanwhile, this is what my cuties are doing. So I think they're having great time. So let's quickly get into this painting and get started. So in step 1, we are going to be painting the background. Here I have taken my acrylic colors and the canvas size is 8 by 8 inches. And this is of course completely optional. I took this sap green color on my flat brush and I'm randomly applying it in few areas, and also picked up some black and wiped up the color from the brush, and by using the same brush I picked up some yellow color and basically applying it all randomly there. There is no such thing that you have to just follow a particular rule. Just add them in between two colors in darker shades so that when you blend and mix, a beautiful blurred effect can come out. So once I do that, I am now going to be picking up this makeup brush. This is basically a makeup brush that I use in place of mop brush, and in case you have a mop brush, please go ahead and use it, or if you don't have both the brushes, please go ahead and use a flat brush. We basically just need a very blurred and merged background. It does not have to be perfect, because any which ways a lot of things are going to come on the top, so we definitely need to keep working on the background any which ways. So yeah, just enjoy the process. I am just moving in this circular direction and trying to create a blurred effect by using this kind of makeup brush. And always remember that you don't have to worry about the background if in case it does not come out like this, or it does not come out blurred, because like I mentioned that we can always use any other flat brush as well and work in layers. Like when this will dry completely, then we can always go ahead and change the background anytime. So just enjoy the process and just make the background in step 1 and let this dry completely. And once it was done, I'm now going to be adding some depth in the background. So I switched over to a complete new brush and then adding some darker shade of green, which is also mixed with some black. And the background, as I said, is going to be different for all of us, so just enjoy the process, and it's going to be completely different for all of us. So any which ways, we just want a darker area on the corner area and brighter shade only on the center part where the main element is going to come. So once it dried completely, now let's move on to the second stage, that is painting the rocks. So here I'm taking this burnt sienna on my flat brush and I'm just randomly applying a basic rough shape first to get the rocks. And at one point of time, when everything is done, you will think that this looks completely 2D. It does not look like a rock or anything near that. So now comes the most important part, where we're going to be making this entire area 3D in shape, basically protruding and more realistic by adding depth and highlights. So here I mix some black and burnt sienna together, and as you can see, I'm adding it on the bottom area of the rock, and of course in between two rocks, where maximum amount of shadows would fall. So that's the reason I'm painting and just applying it on the bottom area. Remember, don't apply a lot of pigment here, because we don't want to completely make it black. We just want to add shadows in few areas, and then you can always use the same flat brush that you used to apply the color for the rocks, because they are going to be beautifully merged well, and then you'll be able to create basic blending effect there by using the same brush. At the same time, add some depth there. So just do that in all the rocks like this. And once it dried completely, now we're going to be adding highlights on the top. For that, I switched over to a small flat brush, and here I'm using this raw sienna. If in case you don't have it, you can always add some white to your burnt sienna and then use this on the top like this. Remember, we just want to add very little only on the top, just showing some kind of light falling on the top area. Just apply very little color on the top like this to show reflection of light falling like this. Now we're going to be adding the final highlights on the top. For that, I'm using the same brush. Here the only difference is I've added some more white color to my color pigment, and I'm adding it only on the top. Remember to apply very little pigment here, because we don't want to over dominate it with white color. The only effect that we are looking forward is to just show some light falling on the top. So just to add the final highlight, use very little white color only on the top area like this. And now moving on to the third step, we are going to be painting the mushroom. So before that, I'll highly recommend if you can just draw this in white color first. I like to do that, so that the next layer that we add can stand out very prominently because the background color is a little dark. So in order to get the right vibrant shade of color, we are going to be first applying a very rough draft by adding this white color and create a basic structure for a mushroom. So for painting the mushrooms, I picked up some magenta and light pink shade. You can use any color that you want, just go ahead and use your own imagination and make them very beautiful and colorful. So this is the shade that today I'm using, and by using this small flat brush, I'm just generally applying the color there. Basically, it does not have to be very, solid color there because a lot of layering is going to come on the top. We want to add that curved effect on the center, so we need to work here a little more and add that depth and basic light falling on the top later. Moving on, I added some black and magenta together to add this dark shade there, and by using this small flat brush, I'm just trying to merge it only on the bottommost part because we want to show that this area is receiving some kind of depth. So we're going to be adding a darker shade there, and on the center area, only on this place actually, to add some light falling on the top, we are adding some light shade of pink. Basically, I just picked up white and this light shade of pink, and I'm adding it on the top to show light reflection falling only on this area. By following this simple and easy step, we're going to be painting the mushrooms like this. And in case you want to learn paintings with me in detail and watch the videos in real time, then you can always join me on my Patreon. The link is mentioned in the description box below. Step 4, we're going to be painting the fireflies, which is going to be my favorite element in this entire painting. I think, these beautiful, gorgeous creatures, they are the stars of the night. They are so gorgeous. I don't know how does this even happen, in the night. They just sparkle and show these beautiful lights. It's like a good jam session there, and it's like so magical to see them in the night, right? So I just wanted to capture them here. And then I just made a very basic structure for the body of the firefly, and then I picked up some white color here because now we're going to be adding that radiant light effect which is going to come out there. So then on the top of this white color, I'm adding the light shade of yellow, that is lemon yellow shade, just to add that kind of vibrancy and that glow around the main center light. So now we'll let this dry completely, and meanwhile we'll add some light here and there on the body of the firefly. Picked up this white color and I'm adding it only on the center area of this light effect, and just see the difference. It just adds that vibrant glow there, and that's what we want, these beautiful lights all around the painting. So we'll follow the same step and paint the remaining fireflies, or show the illusion of fireflies which are at a distance, and add a lot of sparkling and this beautiful light effect like this. And now coming back to the rocks area, as you can see that everything is now dried completely. So now it's the right time, I believe, to add these beautiful greens and grasses, and basically to add some kind of more green effect there. So then I took this old flat brush. I think that these old flat brushes are magical for adding these foliages. So never throw them if you, in case you get your brushes old. They are going to give you such amazing, great, realistic foliage and grass effect. Like here I'm using a very old flat brush of mine and just tapping in this light green shade. Basically I make some lemon yellow and green, and I'm randomly tapping it like this to get a beautiful foliage and grass effect there. And then at the end, I also thought that let's get into this beetle here. It's going to just enjoy this evening, and just be there. I think it's going to look very cute, and at the same time add that pop of color that was missing, I think. So just a little bit, tiny drop of color, just tiny pigment of color, and this would be done. I believe it's having a great time there, just having this magical scene around him and all these beautiful fireflies flying around him or her, I don't know. And then around this beautiful mushroom from the center light, we are just giving an illusion of light coming out. So just picking up very little white color and randomly applying some color around it just to show some light coming out from the center of the mushroom. And then at the end, I'm working a little more on my background because I thought that, if it is a little dark on the corner area, the center area would look really radiant and bright. So I'm just doing that, and this is completely optional. If in case you already have a beautiful background ready and you don't want to touch that and you're happy with it, please go ahead and just, close the painting here. And by now, our painting is all ready, and this is the final look. Hello, I hope you enjoyed this simple and easy painting with me, and before I leave, I have to thank the sponsors for today's video, that is NordVPN. Now you must be wondering, why am I talking about this VPN and what is the use of talking about it? So basically, if you're somebody who is always in the internet or who uses internet, like these days we're either studying or we are into our jobs, we are always using internet, right? This is where NordVPN comes into action, where VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. So if in case you're looking for a private and secure, online activity where nobody else is spying you, or you have the threat of all the internet hackers and third parties and all the cyber criminals, basically, like these ones. These are few advantages of having NordVPN. Number one, in case you want to secure your online data, whenever we search or whenever we go to any website, it does not always have HTTPS, where S stands for secure. So if we just log into a website with just HTTP, our data can be stolen by third parties like hackers or cyber criminals. VPN also helps you in changing your IP address. For example, if you're traveling in a foreign location and where a certain website is blocked, YouTube is banned in few countries. So you can always access that by just changing your IP address. So it does that. VPN keeps you safe even when you use a public Wi-Fi. For example, in cafe, airports, or in hotels. And if in case you're looking forward to it and have it, then there's a great announcement for you all, where NordVPN has decided to give you 2-year plan plus 4 additional months of discount if you use my code GOODNESS. So all you need to do is just click on the link in the description box below and get this amazing offer. Just don't miss out on this. This is amazing. And I'll see you very soon in my next video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching. Bye. Please do that. The steps are very simple. So this is what we made today. That's your birthday dress, T. No, this is your birthday dress for Papa's birthday. What will you wear?